All right, good people, I wanted to give you guys a quick materials of what we're going to be using for the haircut for Solomon today. Of course, we have the Diane, okay, D9851 hairbrush. This thing is incredible. I've had it for like a year or two. Stands up so I can kind of get to it more easily, so it's not sitting on the counter. This is a concoction of water and essential oils and other stuff that I made. I'll leave that. That's actually its own video, so make sure you guys subscribe so you guys can see that. Got just a regular pick. I like to use one that has metal bristles because if you look, those edges are tapered. See that tapered edge right there? That tapered edge causes you to get really good, really deep in there, get all the hair going in the same direction. This actually is a detangle brush by Tangle Teaser. All right, this is something that my wife uses for hers. This is the thick and curly model, and all it is just a bunch of you see in the middle there's those little ones and then there's the big tall ones, and this thing gets through his hair. So if you guys have kids, really good brush to use. Of course, we got the Wave Enforcer. This one is the number 352. This one I love. This is when I have my 360 wave, so I just keep it because it's faithful. Just your normal rat tail comb. I normally like the one that has the metal brace on it, but this is just the one that I keep in my camera case. What's the matter, bud? You tired? All right. And then last but not least, guys, we got the Tornado Coiler. All right, this is a patent pending. It's a mini. You can see the holes are a lot smaller than a normal foam roller. But yeah, this is the one I use for Solomon's hair, and it works perfectly. All right. All right. There you have it. Let's get into the cut. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by brushing out all of his hair with the detangler. It's a nice, easy, less invasive way to brush his hair. And we're gonna get it all flowing in the same direction. We're gonna take this tissue, just double it up over itself. We're gonna wrap it through the neck. This is basically what the cutter's tape is in the barbershop. All right, so just super easy, cheap way to do it. I didn't have any cutter's tape, so this is what I'm using. All right. One thing I find interesting is when I'm cutting Solomon's hair, sometimes he has a good cut, sometimes it's too rough, sometimes he doesn't like this hairstyle. So hopefully he'll like this low cut fade. It's not gonna be a bald fade, but it's gonna be a low cut fade. And we're just gonna do some nice heavy light curls on the top. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take the blade, bring it all the way open, no guard, and we're just gonna start trimming down at the bottom. We're gonna trim around and get our base for the fade. All right, we're gonna kind of level it to where it's kind of angling down towards the back of the head, because he does have kind of a interesting shaped head. I don't know what I was doing there. I think I was handing the baby something and fell over, my bad. All right, back to the cut. All right, so we're just gonna get a general line, and I'm only gonna do half of the head so you guys can see exactly what the fade looks like, because I'm not gonna keep turning him around and doing all that. If I was in a shop or had a little bit more space, I would, but we're just gonna do half, and I'll show you guys the fade from one side of the head. Now we're just gonna take it, we're gonna bring it up about halfway, and then we're just gonna slowly start eating away that bottom line there. Now it's really key to make sure you have no stray hairs towards this area, because it's very visible. All right, so we're gonna slip on our first gear. This is gonna be our first guard. This is gonna be our half guard. And again, we're gonna start with the gap fully open, all the way open, and we're gonna eat about 1/4 of an inch or just a little bit over 1/4 of an inch up into the line. Now, as you can see, Sam is starting to get a little leery. He's trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, now we're gonna, again, bring it about halfway closed, and we're just gonna start fading that very bottom line. Start fading it up. Now, if you notice, I start going straight up and down, and then I'm gonna transition, and I'm only gonna do the corners. Only gonna do the corners. All right, we're gonna switch. We're gonna go a level up now. And I believe this, yep, this is the 1.5 guard. All right, so we're gonna go up a little bit. We're gonna go up again another about 1/2 inch to 1/8 of an inch. And again, we're just gonna fade it up just barely. And then we're gonna bring that guard about halfway closed again. All right, and now we're gonna start fading the bottom of that line that we just did. Again, I'm not showing you too much of the other side right now. All right, we're gonna do a quick comb out, just make sure everything is lining up right before we start fine tuning. That was just a basic 1-2 cut up. Now we're gonna go to the 2 guard to really get as close to that top of the fade as we can. Again, the guard is gonna be fully open. Now we're going with the grain of the hair just a tad on the top because we don't want to cut off a big old patch of hair in the front. Good job, Sammy. I see you working out there. I see you putting in work out there. Okay, good. We're going to bring it half closed again, and we're just going to fade right at the bottom. Again, we're going to start straight up and down, just barely, and then we're going to go in at an angle as we try to fade it in just a little bit more. All right, now as we start to get towards the top, I'm just gonna pick out this edge just so we can really see what it's gonna look like roughly when the styling is done. As you can see, there's a little bit more. I'm gonna brush up against the grain and then I'm gonna come back down and I'm just gonna even it all out. This helps to really see where those troubled areas are. Good, now as we go back to the tape out here, getting comfortable in the video voiceovers right now. So now we're gonna start off at the bottom and we're just gonna make sure all them lines and little baby hairs is squared away. We're gonna do both sides. You can see Sammy's not really liking the double cut out here. We had to take a quick commercial break. Now we're getting right back into it. Just gonna fade it all up and down out here. We're gonna put that guard back on. Now again, I'm just going through. We're going to do the half guard open and then half open. We're going to do the 1 guard half all the way open and then half open. And then we're going to come right back and we're going to do the 1.5 and then the 2 guard, same exact ways out here. Just making sure it's looking righteous out here. Boom, we're going to the 2 guard. We're going to finish strong out here. Brush it all down. Make sure it looks righteous. Take a quick commercial break. Love the baby now. You got to give the baby some love. But we can't stop the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to single-handedly capture this victory right here. It's a single-handed victory out here. Now what I'm going to end up doing is I'm looking at the fade and I'm probably going to end up taking it up just a notch because it's a little low on the outside. Now that the baby's gone, we're going to go in all the way and we're going to start this lineup. Now I zero gapped my actual clippers because my T-blade, the actual movable part, cracked and broke off some kind of way. So we're just going to go in and do a quick lineup. Now with Solomon's hair, his hair naturally flows a certain direction, so it's really easy to line his head up. We're going to line up the back. We're going to get it nice and level. Again, it's not a bald fade, so you can still see the lineup back there. Make sure it's nice and straight. Can't have my baby looking foolish out here. All right, now I'm going to face him towards me so I can make sure I get this lineup righteous. Again, it's not a skin tight, so you can still see hair all the way down to the hairline. We're gonna line it up nice and righteous. Get the hair out of his face, because he hates hair in his face. Most kids do. One tip that I found as I started cutting his hair more and more, get your baby something he can focus his attention on so he's not just looking at you and getting impatient. So he's on his tablet right now, and I had to pause it just so I could actually have him look up at me, because he didn't want to look up at all. As you guys can see on the top, it's still really rough. Now we're going to add that concoction I was telling you about. This concoction has some sesame seed oil in it, a little bit of olive oil in it. It has some leave-in conditioner, just a little bit. It's got some Magic Grow in there. It's got some, yeah, here goes the blue magic right here. All right, that's the extra super curl grow formula. About a dime's worth. We're going to rub that in there because he likes to keep his hair nice and dry like. So we're going to seal in some of that moisture. Now, we're going to take the pick. We're going to pick the hairs all the way up to their at full attention out here. And then we're going to come in nice and light. You don't want no pressure on the hair. You just want to go in the same circular motion all the way around. Just like Grandpappy Clock out here. Alright, we're done with the voice. So as we finish up the video, guys, make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can see each and every video.
Whoa. Whoa.
Check out that reaction. He wasn't sure he was going to be handsome at the end of this. Because I want to. He wasn't ready for that face. And thumbs up from little man. The king is pleased. Sit up. Sit up. Thank you.